After getting this house under contract, we had the craziest thing happen to us. This is a 2-story brick, 4 square, 100-year-old house. Brick exterior is really in pretty decent shape. It's been tuck pointed before, looked really good. Well, we decided that we were going to go on a Saturday morning. The house is a couple hours out of town, so we decided we were going to go and do a walkthrough of the house. Pull up Saturday morning, and we are shocked to see people all over ladders painting the house as we drive up to the house. And they're painting the brick. And so we're all in a state of shock. It's total chaos. The cops come. We know the sellers didn't order that. We, as the buyers, didn't order that. And yet there's white paint all over the brick. So the sellers really had a huge problem in their hands because that's not the house that we had put an offer on. And so there had to be some kind of solution. So after some back and forth, the sellers finally opted to try power washing the house. And we're making this video just to basically show you that a painting disaster like that can be remedied with the power washer, but it definitely comes with some drawbacks. As you can see here, they were preparing to paint the entire house. They had already power washed the eaves, the siding. They had recaulked everything. And so that, had we shown up a couple hours later than we did, this whole entire house would have been painted. Thankfully, they didn't get this far, but they did end up painting that one whole side of the house. And so the sellers opted to power wash the house, and water is very powerful. Water can cut through metal if focused correctly. And so the power washing was able to take that paint off. The paint itself is called dry lock, and it's a basement waterproofer. And so we knew this paint wasn't like some cheap contractor kind of paint, but it was meant to last. And so we were a little bit concerned. So in short order, it was a couple days later, the sellers went and got the power washer guy to come by and power wash the house. And there you can see it from a distance. It really did a remarkable job of taking all that paint off. But power washing has other drawbacks. If you're not super careful, it can do a lot of other damage, and that's, of course, what happened. And as you look around, you can see tuck pointing has been blown out of the bricks. The house had been tuck pointed over the decades, and while the paint was off, so did mortar come out of some of the joints between the bricks. That's a drawback. You can see up close here how intense that water pressure is, and then once it starts dislodging a little bit of the mortar, it kind of unzippers it. And here you can see how intensely the water pressure does a number on the wood. And so basically every single one of these windows on this side of the house had to be repaired. The whole house had to be retuck pointed where it had lost mortar. And ultimately, this house was purchased, and we're going to go ahead and seal the face of this brick, because brick has its own weatherproofing built into it, and that power washer can do a number on that. And so our next thing is to go ahead and reseal this whole side of the house to make sure to stop any long-term damage of water breaking up the brick, basically causing it to spall. The whole purpose of this video is just to show you that the pressure washer can do remarkably take off all that paint, but at what cost? And you can see there is significant cost. Thankfully, the seller bore all these costs in getting the house restored back to original. But if you were considering trying to get paint off a house, these are things you got to think about. And maybe you want to do sandblasting, which is a whole lot messier, but you might be able to fine tune it. Maybe use walnut shells instead of sand, or even dry ice. I know dry ice is super expensive, but it might be the most gentle. So these are all options. If you guys have ever had something go wrong on a house like this, leave it in the comments below. If you've ever tried to remove paint from brick, I'm super curious what you guys would choose, but this is what the seller chose, and it did leave the house back in original looking condition with some modifications coming after the fact. So I hope this video helps. If you got anything out of it, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. It really does help our videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.